Verbal abuse from the sideline. It's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Central Christian High School as we bring you high school basketball on a Thursday night. The Chargers looking for their first win of the season. They're 0-14. They're hosting the Phoenix of MTI Knowledge. They come into tonight's game with a 2-8 record. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burtner Electric, providing quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker Local 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And by the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Watch the best Division III basketball on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat. It's a Thursday night. Doesn't mean we can't have high school basketball, because we do. Troy Naragowski along with Coach Keith Myers. The Phoenix, as we mentioned, at 2-8 on the year. We're going to scout them first, and then we'll talk about the Chargers. Tell you one thing about tonight's matchup is it might be the start of something where you get things turned around. I know both teams kind of looking for that direction tonight.
As a coach, we've both been here. I've been on the end of 0-14. I've been on a way of 2-8, going 2 and whatever.
Yeah.
You got young kids. You're motivating kids. So it's really difficult at this time to motivate a team that's already 0-14 to say, okay, we got 6 games left. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's tough to do. Can you get it done? Yes. On the other side with the Phoenix, you know, they have 2 wins, so they've experienced a couple of that, but they're new to the Indiana High School Athletic Association. They're new to a tough schedule.
Yeah.
So you wrap all those things together, and it could be an interesting game for us tonight.
Well, and one thing about it, we'll talk about the Phoenix first. Scoring and shooting well is probably 2 things they're going to have to do tonight, because they don't shoot the ball particularly well. But if they can find that this evening, I'm not saying all by threes, but if they can find some baskets, maybe some easy baskets in transition, it's certainly going to help them out tonight.
I think the key for the Phoenix is you're away from home.
Yeah.
So it's a different atmosphere than it is at home. You got to play well. You got to eliminate your turnovers. If you look at their stats, their turnovers are not real good. They're doing about 20, 25 a game. So you got to cut those back a little bit tonight. And you cannot let a team like Central Christian to upset you. You got to play your style and all those things. And we have not seen Knowledge. We've seen Central Christian. We know that they can hit some shots. Their limitation is rebounding. If they could rebound the ball and do things well tonight, who knows what this game would bring. It's an interesting Thursday night. It's foggy outside. You
Raining.
you got your popcorn, you got your Coke, And Mama B's probably watching. Mama B, hello. It could be one of those interesting games that should be fun.
Well, she must be watching because her favorite broadcaster is on tonight. So
I know. She loves me.
And I really want to know, are you allowed to have what you're eating right there?
Yes.
So I'm going to tell on you again tonight.
And Mama B, I'm having the fudge sickle and I'm having water.
450 calories. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Chargers coming up next right here on Indiana SRN.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Welcome back again to Central Christian. Chargers getting warmed up here, ready to go for this one tonight. Coach, kind of a somber note going to this one here for the Chargers. I'm pretty sure that their minds, they want to play basketball at the top of their game, but really it's going to be a tough one for them tonight.
Athletic Director Bobby Brown called me today on my way here, actually, and Coach McKinney, we're praying for you and your family and baby Doc. Bobby Brown is going to take the reins to the end of the year to get that situation taken care of, and our prayers and thoughts are with you and the missus and baby Doc. Get back. We love you. Any way we can help you, Coach, you let us know. For Bobby Brown, Bobby and I have been around a long, long time. He's been in several positions of doing those things. One of the things that I think could be positive here is his positive reinforcement, how he handles this situation. Right. We could teach young men to grow up because not everything is roses and lollipops.
Yeah.
There is life, and this is how you handle this, and you can take care of that and handle that on the basketball floor, and you have to handle it in your everyday life as well.
The Chargers themselves, they only average about 35 points per game, and so they're going to have to find some offense tonight. Kai Baker, you saw him a little bit ago, number 24. He's really kind of their leader, 12 points per game, but they got to find, you mentioned rebounding, but they also got to find a way to score points.
And again, I think as you see the team right there gathering around, turnovers.
Yeah.
The turnover thing, the Mooresville Christian game the other night was in the ball game and turned the ball over 4 or 5 times and led to 3-pointers, and now you're down by 14 points.
Yeah.
You got to really maintain and have a good time. And you realize that this is just a game, but this is an opportunity for you to see what you have. You will grow up so much faster as you see Coach right there kneeling and praying with his team. That's outstanding. That's what we are all about here at IndianaSRN and at the Christian schools.
And if they get a win tonight, get that goose egg off the board, and that'll certainly get a lot of the pressure off them as well.
And it sure will uplift the McKinney family. I tell you what, he could tell baby Doc, hey, we won, baby.
Yeah.
Come on now. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, when you get that first win, you move on from there. So the Chargers, again, at 0-14. The Phoenix coming in, again, in this one tonight at 2-8 on the season. Looking forward to this one. High school basketball just keeps going along here on IndianaSRN. We have more games coming up tomorrow, more games coming up on Saturday, and before you know it, we'll be into tournament time in boys high school basketball. Girls basketball, their tournament less than 2 weeks away, so that's going to be a lot of fun as well as we continue to progress throughout the basketball season. We'll take a timeout. The tip-off starting lineups coming up next right here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
National anthem here at Central Christian High School, the Chargers and the Phoenix here at Bobby Brown Court. We want to go to our public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups. We're going to do that here in just a couple of moments. We're going to get keys to tonight's game, and looks like they may not even. Yes, we will go to the public address announcer for the starting lineups. All right, there you have starting lineups for both ball clubs. Coach, keys to this one tonight.
For the knowledge of the Phoenix, I think what they need to do is just get a quick start, get in the flow of the game, get the crowd out of the game. For the Chargers, you got a purpose. You know, keep your turnovers down, keep your heads up, and be positive. Good things will happen for you. This may be the game, who knows? But when you get the, I will tell you, Troy, the third year I was coaching, we were 0-22. We've ended up 1-22, and I felt like I won a national championship when you won that first game. 4 years later, we won 3 back-to-back-to-back. So it is possible, you know, but it wasn't all my coaching. It was Debbie's. It was Debbie's.
Okay, yeah, good. By the way, already a technical foul call because one of the players was not listed in the book. So Kai Baker will shoot a couple of free throws here. Not a good start here for the Phoenix, as both free throws are good, and it's an early 2-0 lead, and the Chargers will get the basketball.
Well, here's the other thing. You get the basketball as well, and the alternating possession, guess where it goes? It goes to you as well. So it's a triple whammy.
So now, by the way, MTI, the Phoenix are in the blue uniforms, Chargers, as you see in their home whites, and we're ready to get this one underway after the 2 free throws by Kai Baker. Now, Baker averages 12 points per game. So the Phoenix will have to find a way to shut him down. Pretty good shooter from the outside as well. Here's a jumper on the way, and good. That'll be Hudson Miller.
Quick start, good start.
The net got caught up around the rim.
You know, I asked Bobby Brown why don't he gets longer nets, and he goes, well, that stops fast breaks. Oh, that's a good call, Coach. I should have done that at Horizon a while ago.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, I remember the last time we were here, that net got caught a couple of times.
Yep.
So, MTI, the Phoenix with the basketball. Ibrahim Badawi with the ball now. Be interested to see how they're going to work against this 2-3 zone. There's a turnover early. Boy, and that's something you talked about, Keys. Got to hold on to the basketball.
Oh, got to get that, put that ball where he can get it.
Each team now with a turnover. A.J. Jama. That 2-3 zone almost looks like they're playing it a
way out
man.
There, right?
Yeah, it's really extended out far. Phoenix basketball working again against that zone. Haven't gotten a shot off yet. Here is a 3 on the way. That's going to be good. That'll be Jama for 3. And it's now a 1-point ball game.
A little bit of token press, man-to-man for the Phoenix.
Good look here at Baker.
Nice outlet pass.
There's a 3 from the corner by Mason Allen.
Well, their shooters are shooting the ball, aren't they?
Yeah. By the way, they only have a 27% three-point shooting percentage, so hitting those early, good confidence.
It will get you back in the game quickly. Get you in the game quickly. Nice rebound.
Badawi misses that shot. Rebound by Jordan Riggins.
Shout out to the MIT Phoenix fans that are watching the game on IndianaSRN. We're glad that you're here, the fans of MTI. AD talked to me, said, how can our people watch it? Here's how you do it.
Yeah, easy enough. Huh?
Yeah, we would love to be part of your basketball culture as well.
Well, we talk about that from a standpoint when people say, well, can we be on IndianaSRN? Think about your 2-hour billboards you get for your school.
Yep.
If you want kids
all about
to come,
marketing.
Yeah, it is. And no better way than to have them on IndianaSRN.
Especially with your kids. Your kids deserve it.
Yep. Badawi turns it over. Each team now with 2 turnovers. Chargers quickly the other way. Not a lot of size on the floor either way. And we have our first foul of the ball game. Looks like they got Sabella Sacco for his first.
Look at the official there. We need those people to call our games.
The entry pass and off the glass, good. Jordan Riggins, his first 2 points.
Hey, what? Central Christian's come out shooting pretty good percentage here.
Yeah, they at 90% already. Question is, can they keep it up?
Got to, right?
6-point lead. That's the biggest so far of the night. Good look at Badawi with the basketball. Got that high screen, and once he picks it up, finds himself in a little bit of trouble. So far, the Phoenix have not been able to penetrate inside, but they haven't needed to. That'll be Abdul Rahim Adai getting the 3.
And that's 2 for 2 for three-point land for them.
Well, you're going to have to at some point try to find some room down inside to hit some buckets there, but so far everybody's shooting well to the outside, as that'll be Mason Allen hitting a 3.
You know, as a basketball, well, we got a timeout.
Timeout on the floor. Central Christian on top of this one, 12-6.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners, because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do, We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Back once again here at Central Christian, a 6-point lead for the Chargers, and Phoenix got a timeout right there. What do you think they were talking about this early?
Just got to, first of all, play a little bit deeper. You got to go and guard the shooter. The other thing is just getting your motion of your offense. I think they're just all looking for one or two players to shoot the ball. Got to run your offense and be patient.
So the Phoenix basketball, and Badawi's been usually the guy running the point so far. As you see, Mohamed Sabel is in the ball game. Drive baseline, little floaters off the mark as Sabel can't get it to go. They have not missed many so far tonight. Chargers back the other way. Skip pass as Kyler Perry is checked in. He wears number 11 now for Central Christian, and they're just throwing it over that zone right now.
Yes. Floater
off the glass and good. Perry. Early dividends off the bench for the Chargers.
I like the ball movement, and I like that really everybody's following their shots. Very good start for Central Christian.
Yeah, an 8-point lead, and again, shooting extremely well this early in the ball game. That shot's going to be short. The putback is no good. In the lineup will be Reggie Mohammed. He wears number 10. He missed the putback. As we head the other way, this will be Kai Baker. Baker, 2 points so far. Again, leads the team in scoring with 12, and they're really distributing the basketball wide open in the corner, and that's going to be Mason Allen, I do believe.
I'll tell you what, 17-6, 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Good start.
Doesn't look like a team shooting 27%.
And it doesn't look like a team 0-14.
No. I think they're ready to get a win tonight. Sabel loses the basketball. Third turnover now for the Phoenix. Chargers quickly get it into the half court. Good ball movement. Here's Baker. His three-pointers missed. A rare miss tonight. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Phoenix.
So the other thing here is their ball movement and selection of shot. I mean, look at this. This is great ball movement. And he finds the layup, and he just goes in. The zone just opened up for him.
Phoenix will have to find a way to defend better on the interior. That was a little bit too easy. Wide open jumper is going to be missed by Miller. Might have been too close that time. Too many threes. And
take another 7-step back.
Yeah, dribble back. Here's Badawi with the basketball, and we've got a foul call against the Chargers. Looks like that may have been Mason Allen. First foul, I do believe, on the Chargers tonight. Yep, each team with one. Take another look at it right there, and now we're back to live action. 11-point lead. Off the inbound, here's a three on the way. The air ball, the putback is no good. Sabel ends up missing the three, and the putback no good by Badawi, who was the inbound person on that play. The drive down the lane, shot good by Miller.
He has 4 on the night.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take 19 every quarter.
I always wanted 15.
So 19's a bonus?
Yeah, 19's a bonus.
Here's a downtown three off the mark, and the rebound by Miller is Badawi can't get it to go.
Now, I wanted 15. We usually got -3.
You were giving away points, huh?
Yes. Well, we gave away a lot of points, Troy.
Baseline drive and a whistle and a foul. Looks like that'll be Abdurrahim Abdi who picked up the foul. And there you see number 23, Braden Davis, at the line.
There's the foul.
At least there was a challenge on the shot. The last couple of times we have seen the Chargers basically taking the ball right down the middle.
Yep.
And Davis misses the first free throw.
Interesting that Central Christian put nobody on the line at the first shot, now puts guys in the line.
Maybe he's back talking to the coach.
Well, I'm seeing a lot more of that later in as tournament as the end of the season's going on.
We have a lane violation against the Phoenix. I think it was Reggie Mohammed who got in a little bit early.
Well, he was in the wrong square.
That doesn't help either, does it?
Does not.
But if you're Braden Davis, you get another chance at it, and he missed it. But an offensive rebound and a foul called against Mohammed. Great rebound there by Jordan Riggins. So Mohammed picks up the foul. That's the third team foul. We're down to a minute 46 remaining.
Substitution coming in.
Looks like into the lineup Jordan Worthen. He wears number 10. You get another look at the offensive rebound. Shot off the glass short. Another offensive rebound by Riggins.
Riggins with 4.
By the way, Braden Davis gets credit for another offensive rebound. And now a 15-point lead. This is Jama with the basketball, the high screen, and I think they may have gotten Mohammed on the moving screen. Either way, it's going to be Chargers basketball. See, actually, I think there's going to give him a turnover on that. No foul called on that play.
I think he might have traveled.
Okay. Fourth turnover now by the Phoenix. Coming up on a minute to go. All Chargers so far. Shots missed, and it will be Phoenix basketball as Jama able to run that one down.
A little bit of contact there. Good no call by the officials because it only affected his shot, did not affect his hand at all.
Jama fadeaway jumper's no good. And the rebound, how about Baker?
How about Central Christian out-rebounding an opponent early in this ballgame?
Yeah, especially without a whole lot of size. A strong drive down the lane, a foul call once again against Abdi. That'll be his second. And Braden Davis will go back to the free throw line. He hasn't hit one yet, but he'll get a chance once again. Well, this is a team, again, only averaging 35 points per game, and they're already now to 21. You got to be very pleased with that so far tonight.
And you knocked down your free throw.
Mason Allen leading the way so far with 9 of the 22 points.
And 5 players have already scored in the ball game for you.
Another change as we see Reggie Mohammed moving down to that low post area. Coming out of the ball game will be Abdul-Rahim Abdi. And looks like number 7, Abdullah Awad, is now checked in. Second free throw good. Boy, Davis looked much better on those two.
He had elevation. He was up on his toes with the free throw.
So now 16-point lead. Phoenix need a bucket right here. Everything they're shooting pretty much out on the perimeter. That is Awad. Nothing there. The kick out. This will be Sable. On the drive. Throws it up. Got it to go.
Nice basket.
His first 2 points. See if the Chargers will play for one right here. This is Miller with the ball. Off now to Davis. Davis draws the double team, able to get rid of it. You can hear the coaching staff tell him to hold it.
Coach Bobby Brown said, "What are you doing? Hold it."
We need one, just one.
You go at 4.
Here's Baker. He's going to fire the 3 and can't get the roll. That'll do it. For the opening period of play, good start for the Central Christian Chargers. They lead at 22-8.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Just a reminder, you can unleash the power and passion of IndianaSRN and always have a front row seat. Contact us at sales@IndianaSRN.org to discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that will maximize your brand and exposure on Central Indiana's sports leader, IndianaSRN.
Always have a front row seat.
No better seat to have.
I'm telling you.
So it'll be Phoenix basketball off the inbound, and the air ball shot. It goes out of bounds, and Central will get the basketball back as A.J. Jama can't get it to go.
Nice little crowd tonight on a Thursday rainy night.
Yeah. Out to support the Chargers tonight, and they've been certainly pleased with the start they have seen thus far in the shooting department, shooting extremely well here this evening. You can hear Coach Brown talking about moving the basketball. That's a big key. If you can keep that defense working, pretty soon they're going to fall asleep.
Yeah, he's hoping for the back door, just like that.
Boy, how about that play inside by Braden Davis?
How about the flex that Davis just did? I love it when kids are so successful, and I don't think they do it mean. They just feel so good about their accomplishment.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, a move like that, you and I would feel pretty good.
Well, when I did it back in my day, my coach would kick me out of my game.
By the way, Reggie Muhammad picked up his second foul.
And you know how I shot.
We pointed that out last night.
You did.
Yeah, you were down to 9% at one point. Free throw good?
Well, my career, to be honest with you, my career, I ended up with 33 1/3%.
33 1/3%?
Yeah. It was, every 33 shots, I made one.
You made every shot every 33?
Yeah.
That's less than 9%. In case
it
you're
is?
wondering. Yeah,
it's great. Well, you mathematician, you brainiac.
Well, when you go to Wyoming, you know how to do math. Yeah.
That All-American quarterback.
You got that right. 17-point lead now for Central Christian. Phoenix trying to work it on the high post. That shot's going to be short, and then nobody goes after the rebound. Somehow Mason Allen came away with it.
Sometimes the ball just has eyes.
It does. Wide open three from the corner. Good by Kyler Perry.
He has 5 on the night. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on the scoring column for Central Christian.
We're talking anywhere from you have 9 by Mason Allen. Perry has 5. Davis has 5. And that'll be a travel against a wad, and that's going to be their 5th turnover.
Look at this. Coach is saying move the ball, and he goes, I moved it to the hole.
Step and shoot, right? So now the Chargers building a 20-point lead. This is their biggest lead of the night. And I believe the Phoenix will call a timeout. They're going to talk about it. Will it be Central Christian? Central Christian gets the TO here, leading it by 20.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tonight's game brought to you. Can I do this real quick?
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
mind?
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to the game and recognize the officials as authorities on the field and on the court, because without them we don't play. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. Here's another three on the way, this time by Baker. He missed it. Long rebound. Phoenix out on the run. A little Euro step, and the miss, though, by Sable.
How about Baker standing in front? Good defense.
Nice turnover. Yep, third turnover. Back the other way, and a layup good at the other end. Sable able to lay that one in. He now has 4. It's only the third turnover now by the Chargers. They were looking to double team. Speaking of the Phoenix, that ball went down in the corner. They were going to double team down there. Well, if you're going to do that, you better get back pretty quick, because if somebody moves in an open area, you could be in big trouble. Shot in the lane is going to be missed, and then running it down will be Riggins. Good hustle.
Went after the basketball.
Here's a shot in the corner. This is going to be missed. The rebound by Baker. Baker can't get the roll, and then able to steal it away and lay it in. How about Baker hustling after that one? 6 turnovers now by the Phoenix.
Never gave up on the ball.
It's amazing if you can just get your players to work hard and continue to go after the basketball. You can get some pretty easy plays now and then. The double team down low off the missed shot by Abdul Rahim Abdi. And quickly the other way, the Chargers running the floor, and Hudson Miller gets an easy 2 there. He has 6.
Great start for Central Christian. Now, if you're MTI and you're the Phoenix, don't panic. Just work the ball and there's the turnover. Well,
yeah, the one thing they can't do is keep turning the ball over, and then they had 2 players going for the offensive rebound, so the Chargers are going to keep it. And you see a little frustration there for Phoenix, because they had a chance to actually have a man up going the other way. So the Chargers will inbound off the baseline. Now with a 23-point lead here in the first half. We mentioned earlier that this is a team that's only averaging 35 per game, and they've almost met that average here in the first half.
Oh, the turnover.
So that's going to be number 4.
No, they called timeout.
So a timeout on the floor. Central Christian leads it by 23.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Following the timeout, 33-10 your scores. We come up on the 4-minute mark, and a shot in the corner good by Mason Allen. All of his points coming from 3. He has 12. Are you sure they only shoot 27% from 3?
That's what the stats said.
Wow.
Today, I think that 27% is almost 50.
Yeah, at least.
You got a 3-second violation.
8 turnovers now by the Phoenix. Tell you what, nice to have Braden Davis back in. He's been instrumental in the rebounding side of things, especially in the offensive side tonight for Central.
One of the things Central has done tonight that it's been a while is they're not throwing up the haymakers. They're actually running an offense, move the basketball, get it to the open man, and once that open man is there, they're knocking it down. They're not missing many shots.
There's another 3. How about that one? Once again, this time Kyler Perry. He has 8. Well, at some point you're going to think the Phoenix are going to have to come out of that zone.
I would think so.
You're down by 29 already, and you still have just under 3.5 minutes. They're going to have to do something here pretty quick. There's another turnover. That's number 9. And then the other thing, if you're going to play man-to-man, you're probably going to start pressing here before you get this thing too far out of reach. A couple of changes in the lineup now for Central Christian as Jordan Worthen is checked back in.
Coach Brown does what I do. I bring us up in and then account and make sure there's 5 guys on the floor, not 6.
Would be helpful.
I have shared that story that we played about 15 seconds with 6 with the official going, well, I was trying to help you out because you wasn't doing very well with 5.
I'm not sure if that was a foul call?
Yeah.
Really? They got – wow. That was a quick whistle on that one, huh? Second team foul now on the Phoenix. And we got another traveling call on this one. Davis, I think he thought about shooting the 3 and then passed it up.
You know, back in the day, they never called that as a travel. But they called it in the girls' game, but never in the guys' game. Now they've called it on the guys' game and hardly ever in the girls' game. I don't know what changed, but it's interesting.
Here's a 3-point attempt, no good, and we have a jump ball off the rebound. Here's the other thing that I'm starting to see happening a little bit too much, and they're allowing players, and now we've gone from the top of the ball
to the side,
yep. And now I'm seeing players coming down now.
Yeah.
Saw it last night in the college game.
They're not going to call it, are they?
Oh, my, no. And now I really don't know how you could dribble like that. I've never quite figured that part out.
I just dribbled off my shoes.
Yeah, well, that's true. And you were very good at that.
You know, I was an All-American.
Yeah, I know. Dribbling off your shoes?
Yeah.
Nobody did it better.
No, that's what my coach said.
Yep.
Sit down. Let everybody else get a shot.
Lead at 29. Entry pass to Davis. Davis spinning to the baseline, draws another foul. And this time they're going to get Reggie Muhammad. I think that's his 3rd. I don't think that right now the Phoenix have an answer for Davis. They literally were triple teaming him.
Yeah, look how he handles the ball. He's not afraid to shoot. Misses the free throw. He misses it up pretty well. You know, still small team on the floor. Both teams are that you can tell they're young.
Yeah. By the way, if Davis, he spins the baseline. If he'd have come back, they had that top player coming down. It would have been a triple team right there. Second free throw good by Davis. I have him for 6. So now a 30-point lead. 2:27 to go. Phoenix basketball. They have not, by the way, had many looks down low. That should be a jump ball, and it is, as the shot attempt by Mohamed Sable was blocked right back to him. And so it will be Phoenix basketball. Little runner with the right hand, no good down low. And we'll head the other way. Reggie Muhammad, unable to get that one to fall. Central Christian, 2 minutes on the clock. Will the attack back down inside? They've been so hot shooting from the outside. The drive, the kick by Baker. Another strong drive up and under and unable to get the touch on the shot.
Oh, look at that hustle after the basketball.
No kidding. Great hustle. Here's another runner, this time good by Baker.
Baker is slow to getting points, but he's got 6 tonight. He's the mojo. And everybody else is playing really well.
Timeout on the floor once again. Central Christian leads at 42-10.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. They offer traditional food like Grandma used to make. They have a great staff, but the food is even better. Check them out Wednesday through Sunday, 317-760-1640. By the way, MTI, their wins this year, believe Circle City, and they beat Union Modoc. So they're trying to battle back in this one. They have an uphill battle, though, down 32 with a minute and a half to go. The three is going to be missed. Battle for the rebound. Riggins will come away with it. Chargers, here they come again. Good look here at Perry. Not sure they'll hold for one here with that much time remaining. Riggins driving by the defender and lays it in. What balanced scoring they have tonight.
Yes.
So 60 seconds to go in this one. This is Mohamed Sable. They'll go baseline and another turnover. Losing your place down low as that was A.J. Jama unable to keep it in play. That's their 10th turnover. Mason Allen, one of the starters back in the lineup, wearing number 5. Also coming in will be Jordan Worthen. Worthen, one of the few players who hasn't scored tonight. So now we're under 50 to go. This is Allen. Allen sees a way to the rim and then missed the shot. The outlet pass back the other way will be run down, and then the pass inside basket good, and that'll be scored by A.J. Jama. He has 5. Riggins with the basketball, and then he traveled with it. That'll be their 5th turnover. So just under 22 seconds remaining. Back in will be Kai Baker. Looks like the Phoenix is going to make a change as well.
Look at this. This is nice. Get your head up. It's very good play.
Yeah, Mohamed Sable. By the way, it looks like Ahmed Malik, number 11, is checked in now for the Phoenix. Try to get something on the board before the end, and there's a 3 from the top. Great shot by A.J. Jama. He has 8. And the Chargers end up turning the ball over once again. Take another look at this one.
Could have been a 4-point play.
Could have been. 6 turnovers now by the Chargers. Could be the final play of this first half. That 3 is going to be short. And then launching this one toward the basket will be Riggins, and that will do it. A pair of 22-point quarters as a big lead still by Central going into the locker room, 44-15.
Good first half by Central Christian. They really, really just have played an exceptionally good first half.
6 turnovers by the Chargers, 10 turnovers by the Phoenix. They were led by A.J. Jama with 8 points. On the other side, Mason Allen had 12. In fact, you name it. 12 by Allen. Miller had 6. 6 by Riggins. 8 points by Perry. 6 points by Davis. And your leading scorer on the season, Baker, averaging 12 points per game. He has 6 here at halftime. So great balanced scoring for the Chargers in this one.
You want to see a lady that works very, very hard for Central Christian for a long, long time.
Yes.
The lady right there in the booth in the red sweater right there, that's Grandma Brown. Grandma Brown donates her time, the energy, all this. She is Miss Central Christian. Hats off to you, Grandma Brown. We love you. Every single time I come in, what you here for? you here for Bobby? Yes, Grandma. You setting up for tonight's game? Yes, Grandma. Okay, you can go in. Good lady. Great lady.
She doesn't charge you?
Not yet. Don't give her any ideas, Troy.
Make a little money on the side.
We need people like that, and that's great. A great shout-out to that. That's her daughter next to her as well. That's
fantastic.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right.
Halftime score, as right now it is all Central Christian on top of this one, 44-15.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune into all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Without the basket, the sport of basketball would just be ball, and no one wants to play with balls if baskets aren't involved. So in this video, we're going to go over the history and evolution of the basket. A little while back, we talked about the history of the ball, so you know where to go if you want to watch that video. This is a basket-only program. Basketball was invented in the winter of 1891. James Naismith wanted to invent a sport that can be played indoors during the winter time at YMCA, and so he did just that. He created the first basketball hoop with a broken peach basket that he placed 10 feet into the air. Why 10 feet, you might be wondering? Well, there's no significant reason for the sport itself. This was more so a coincidence, as he hung the peach baskets on the railing of the indoor running track at the YMCA gym in Springfield, Massachusetts, and that railing was 10 feet off the ground. Of course, that height stuck for the majority of its history, but what did change significantly is the basket. The baskets at or around this time had no hole and needed a ladder to be scooped out, or when they did add a hole a few years later, there was a tiny hole at the bottom that had to be poked out with a staff. By the year 1893, it was time to add a backboard, but the backboard was not invented for the players. It was invented to stop fans in the balcony from interfering with the ball. They were originally made out of chicken wire, so these weren't really effective for bank shots or rebounds. But that didn't stop players from trying to utilize the backboard, because on February 2nd in that same year, a box on the backboard was added, and this was used to assist players to aim towards the basket, but the chicken wire was starting to be an issue. So we fast forward to the start of the 20th century. The basket became a net, and in 1901, the net had a metal rim. But the net also had no bottom, so after every shot was made, someone had to come and poke the ball out. And man, what the heck is chicken wire still doing here? Thankfully, by the year 1904, wooden boards became mandatory. And finally, by the year 1906, the grand invention of cutting a hole at the bottom came into fashion, and we got the first tangible net with a solid backboard. In 1909, glass boards became more and more common, and this newfound strength slowly but surely led to something you may know as the dunk. By the year 1912, we finally got the iconic nylon net. So now when a shot is made, you can hear that crisp whooshing noise with that beautiful sound of a nothing but net basket. Now that's not why they were made. They weren't made to have an amazing noise. This design with the thick knots and the strong nylon just allowed the ball to fall directly in the center and not flop around after a score was made. As the sport of basketball became more and more popular, recreational and even professional sports leagues started to form. And these leagues wanted to create regulated dimensions for the backboard, backboard square, and rim. The NCAA and the NBA at the time thought it would be a great idea to have the same regulations. These regulations are a 6 feet wide and a 3.5 feet tall backboard. As for the square, it needs to be 24 inches wide and 18 inches tall. The line of the square needs to be 2 inches thick, and the square needs to be placed at the center above the rim. As for the rim needs to extend 6 inches from the backboard, and the front part of the rim must be 24 inches from the backboard, which leaves an 18-inch diameter for the ball to fall through. This was the norm for the main bulk of basketball history, but during the 1950s, it was not uncommon for the hoops to be 12 feet tall instead of 10, even in the NBA. In 1954, the Hawks and Lakers played a game with 12-foot rims, and you can thank this achievement to NBA legend George Mikan. He was so good at the game, the league wanted to make it more of a challenge for him. But only the opposite happened. The shorter players had an even harder time scoring, and Mike and Ed no problem scoring on 12 feet, so the hoop returned to its 10 feet standard. Beyond that point, the hoop stayed relatively the same, but a lot of power dunkers kept breaking the hoops with their amazing dunks. So around the 80s, hydraulic systems were implemented into the hoop, so if they do crash, the hoop would come down slowly. This was a nice idea until a man named Shaquille O'Neal came to town. In 1993, Shaq was busting these hydraulic hoops, so the NBA had to weld the hoops from the base to be even stronger. And now the hoops are almost indestructible, but every now and then we get some power dunkers to damage these hoops. For example, DeAndre Jordan was able to bend the rim, and Dwight Howard was able to knock the shot clock off of its balance. But beyond that, it is getting harder and harder to break a modern NBA hoop. Maybe Zion Williamson might have the Hulk-like strength to force the next evolution in hoop strength, but until then, this has been the evolution and history of the basketball hoop.
Tonight's broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, or anything else Keith doesn't want you to use without express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited.
That's not my tagline. That's the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
But you have an NIL deal, so we can't.
Let's move on.
Okay. By the way, tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by. Are you going to take it?
I got it.
Wheeler Mission?
No, Sweet and Savory Cafe.
Already did that one.
Offer traditional food like Grandma used to make. Great staff and even better food. Check out Wednesday through Sunday. Call ahead 317-766-1640. I'll do this one for you.
Now, did they get charged twice for that since we read it twice?
All I know is I'm going tomorrow.
No, I figured.
And Wheeler Mission for 125 years. Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing for people in need. Volunteer today. Please, 317-686-6239. I'll do this one for you, too. Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermaker 374 represents highly skilled, high-motivated work in the field of construction, metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with Boiler Union Local 374. Call us today for a job tomorrow.
Is anybody there today right now? It's 8:18.
Maybe 219-845-1000.
Okay. All right, keys to the second half. Basically, right now, if you're the Chargers, keep doing what you were doing, right?
Keep doing what you're doing. If you're MTI, the Phoenix, I think inside game could be there.
Yeah.
The zone, if the Chargers come out and do the zone again, outside shooting's not there, maybe force it inside and see what happens.
Yeah, many of the shots that the Phoenix had, and the majority of their shots were everything out on the perimeter. And they did hit some baskets late that helped them to get to the 15 because it looks like they're going to be stuck in around 8 or 9 for quite some time. So let's see how this now pans out the rest of the way. The Chargers shot so well. I mean, they just hit just about everything. I bet there's – you talked about 50% three-pointers. I bet it's about
60.
70.
Oh, 70?
Yeah, I'd say 70 because they were hitting everything. So here's Davis. Step back three by Baker is missed. Rebound, and another nice rebound inside. I'll tell you what, Jordan Riggins, for his size, is a great rebounder.
And one thing I like about him, he just goes up and he doesn't care if he gets contact or not. He's going to put it in the hole.
That's about 2 or 3 offensive rebounds he has had already with 2 putbacks. He now has 8 points on the night. You see the Chargers going to stay pretty much man-to-man, and they're going to really force MTI to just shoot it from the outside. The miss and the rebound putback no good. There's Riggins again. It was Mohamed Sable to miss the first shot. The putback attempt by Reggie Mohamed no good. And so now the Chargers, can they get off to a fast start in the second half like they did at the beginning of the game? Here's Baker. Another three-pointers on the way, no good from the left side. Is missing that one is Hudson Miller. MTI quickly back the other way, short on the shot. Rebound putback is no good. So 2 straight shots missed, the last one by Abdurrahim Adai. And we have a foul called against Hudson Miller. That'll be his first. Central trying to win their first game of the year, and how fitting would it be tonight to finally get that goose egg off of their record and then let them work for the rest of the year to continued improvement toward their tournament. The drive on the baseline, the miss, it'll go out of bounds. The miss there by Ibrahim Badawi. And so we'll head the other way.
Yeah, if you're Central Christian, you work hard tonight. You get this possibly a win tonight. You got a week before you play again.
Shot missed by Riggins. Riggins able to come back, take it away, and lay it in.
Didn't give up on the ball, did he?
No.
Double figures, got 10.
Boy, the one thing about the Phoenix, they've got to be strong with the basketball. Lead now at 33 points. That shot's going to be missed. Badawi can't get it to fall, and we got a foul in the backcourt by Badawi. That'll be his first. Taking another look at the layup right here. Now watch this. Watch him come back and just take it away.
And, if you're home and you're a young lad or a young girl, he used the backboard. Guess what? 90% of the time it's going to go in.
It will.
Oh, nice backdoor.
Boy, got to make the catch there. Davis able to get it back. Another offensive rebound, then blocked out of his hands. So Phoenix will come back with it. Still down by 33. Badawi, left side three is no good. Another offensive rebound put back, this time by Abdurrahim Abdi. And now we have a clock situation where somebody unplugged it. That always happens, doesn't it?
Yes. The young lady was trying to get her nachos and trying to get back in there, and she unplugged it.
The one thing about that's not the only place that happens. It happens in a lot of places.
Yes.
2-on-1 break, and the down-court pass nearly turned over, and then driving to the basket will be Davis.
His 8th pointer tonight.
Lead back to 33. Again, 35, it'll be running clock. Chargers love to get that here tonight. There's a turnaround shot, and it's going to be missed, and then saved from going out of bounds. Good hustle by Abdi. Take another look at this one.
Head up, nice pass. Now that's tough, but this is really good. Use this left.
Yeah. Hudson Miller, by the way, able to keep his balance to at least give them an opportunity. Here's a shot in the corner, rims in and out on the three, and then a turnover. Now we got a loose basketball turnover each way, and here's a line drive three, good by Abdi. He now has 8. Quickly back the other way, layup good by Baker. I have him for 8.
Yes, sir.
Lead at 32 now. And a quick pass intended inside for Abdi, and that'll be a turnover. That's number 13 now for the Phoenix. This is Kai Baker. And just got really lazy with the pass right there. And at the other end, the layup good. As Jama now to double figures with 10. So 52-21 your score. Central Christian basketball, the drive and a block, but they're going to call a foul against Mohamed Sable. Mohamed just picked up his first, and heading to the line will be Mason Allen. Allen, 12 points tonight.
Well, you got Hudson Miller with 6. Jordan Riggins has 12. Perry has 8. Davis has 8. And Baker has 8.
Free throw missed. This all really started with that 8-0 run to start the second quarter, and then really just things ballooned from there for Central Christian, as now Mason Allen has 13. Ahmed Malik in the ball game now for MTI, and we've got a whistle and a foul call, I do believe, on this one. I think you're going to say it's on the floor, though.
Nope, they're going to give him to.
So we will go to the line. There's another look at it right here. So that foul went against Braden Davis. And a missed free throw.
I have Davis with 2.
Okay. So Davis has 2. Sable back in for another. He has 4 points tonight. Missed them both. Point after you. The Chargers, one thing you want to do is take care of the basketball still. You've been doing a pretty good job. You have 7 turnovers to this point. You've been in double figures in just about every game this year. And now you see MTI kind of ratcheting up that defensive pressure a little bit more. Pass intended inside, stolen away. That'll be number 8. And back the other way, left-hand layup good by Badawi.
He has 5.
Quickly back the other way, wide open 3 is no good, as Mason Allen can't get it to go.
Now, Mason had 2 choices there, shoot that ball or take it to the lane. He had a wide open baseline guy coming through. You got to work on that a little bit. 30-second timeout.
30-point lead, Central Christian.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. Their mission is building better futures one story at a time. They acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. For more information on the Morales Group, give them a call at 317-472-7600. Still a 30-point lead here for the Chargers. Every time you think maybe they're going to get close to that 35-point mark, that MTI's been able to pick up a couple of steals and hit some shots. Keep that clock from running here in the second half. Baseline shot is up and good. That'll be Sable once again. He now has 6. Here's the press. If you're going to press, you got to get people back. And you had certainly a 2-man advantage right there for Central Christian, and they nearly turned it over again. Reverse it. 3-pointer is up, and it is no good as Baker can't get it to go. Things are cooling off for the Chargers. Running the floor, back the other way, stripped out of bounds. Hustling back is Miller.
You know, the Chargers played so well of running the floor, getting a little bit of sloppy. I think the pressure's getting to them a little bit.
And sometimes, Coach, you know, you get a big lead and then the players don't focus quite as well, too.
Is that what my problem with my teams?
Yes.
Okay.
How about that 3? Once again, A.J. Jama has 13. Chargers back the other way. Here's Baker, and he loses it out of bounds.
And that is focus.
Yep. And I think that the Chargers, as you take a look at this 3-pointer, nobody got out in time. And we've got a timeout on the floor, 53-27.
Thinking about what to do after high school?
consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Time out there by the Chargers. You can see Coach Brown really giving it to the ball club. They're just trying to get him back to refocus here.
I got to hand it to our director.
He got it back in time.
Yeah, he got it back on time. The camera guy got it back on time.
I heard you say we won't be back on time.
I was shocked. That's why Chuck is the second one best in the business.
Second, huh?
Yeah. The other guy's in Tennessee tonight.
Shot from three is going to be missed and saved from going out of bounds, and we've got a tie-up here. Sable shooting that ball from the left corner. They've been rebounding much better as
out-rebound them in the second half.
Yeah, they've been, speaking of MTI, their rebounding has been much better.
High school basketball for you tomorrow night. Guerin Catholic taking on Lafayette Central Christian, and Covenant Christian is taking on Sheridan tomorrow night. No, check that. It's Bethesda Covenant Christian girls on the tube tomorrow night.
Okay. And I know one thing for sure. You will have superb camera coverage there at Guerin tomorrow night.
That's what I hear. Is Troy Chuck working camera tomorrow too?
Yeah.
They have corrected the score. It is now 27. The three-point basket they only added 2 the last time. There's another rebound.
Well, I tell you what, another, as you say, Abdi with the rebound. He has 10, and somehow Central Christian better not let this thing slip away as we have a foul at midcourt. Foul be against Sable. That'll be his second. This really shows you again, and it's not, doesn't take rocket science to figure it out. When you have a young basketball team and they're playing well and you get a big lead, trying to keep them focused is really a difficult thing.
The other thing is because they're young and they're ninth graders, last year this game is over.
Yeah.
And so now they have to play that extra 8 minutes, and it means it's big. It's huge.
Well, you get trapped down inside, and then the pass and the miss by Davis. Ball is going to be loose, and it's safe from going out of bounds. Phoenix quickly back the other way. They can get back into this thing with some hot shooting. That's going to be missed, and the rebound by Davis. That would have been big right there. That one made it 21. In the corner, three-pointers on the way, good. They finally nailed one. Hudson Miller now with 9, and there are those long nets once again.
You know, you look at freshmen, they play 6-minute quarters. This is a nice shot here. 6-minute quarters when they were 8th graders. Now they play 8. That's an extra 2. What is that, an extra 8 minutes? And it's a big difference running up in that floor for 8. And right now, you're young kid. Well, you shouldn't be tired now. You've already played 14 games. But early in the year, I could see that.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. They're not very deep. It's not like they have a whole lot of players coming off the bench. So you're putting in some lot of minutes.
Yep.
Turnover by the Phoenix. Back the other way. See, now there was an example right there where you thought maybe they had a chance to go down low. We got a foul call that'll send Riggins to the line. But did you see the Central Christian player, I believe it was Allen, steps back that way to the 3?
Mason's thinking, well, I'll just get a 3 here. Well, they'll learn very quickly. In varsity basketball, get points.
It's a nice pass underneath. The foul called on Abdi. That'll be his 3rd.
What will help Central Christian as well as MTI will be eligible, I do believe, next year in the tournament is playing in a sectional against a probably stronger opponent and learning that, because that's a totally different way of basketball than just a regular season.
Yeah, it's a whole different feeling. Trying to get it back to 29 right here. So Riggins hits both. I have him, for 14?
Yes.
14. Allen has 13. So 2 players in double figures now for Central Christian. Badawi with the basketball across the timeline. Boy, another 3 is on the way. Really not a good shot that time by Malik. They're trying to turn the Chargers over. See, here's your chance when you're up a man or two. You were up 2, and you didn't take it to the basket. That's something you really need to learn how to do. When you have a 2-man advantage, you have a great advantage. Little drive, and the floater no good by Baker. And time will run out here in the third. Central Christian leads at 58-29.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. It's a warehouse group of logistics professionals dedicated to working together to provide our clients with complete logistics here in Indianapolis and in Cincinnati. Roll with them, Coach, at 317-396-1023.
You want to know what a Piper Logistics truck sound like?
You've told me.
You're welcome.
That'll help the broadcast for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Emmy.
Phoenix basketball and a blocked shot. Great defense that time by Davis. Chargers, again, we thought they lost a little focus in that third quarter. That's a foul on Sabely's third. They gave up 14 points in that quarter. Now, they scored 14, but they gave up 14 after giving it just 15 in the entire first half.
But the Phoenix also put pressure on them and, some turnovers to cause that.
Yeah, Chargers 9 turnovers now in the ball game. Baseline here by Baker. And they're just not hitting the shots they were earlier in the ball game. Now, you can't expect the team to continue to shoot at about 70% clip, but then you need to find a way to get to the rim. MTI back the other way. Floater missed on the baseline by Jama. Chargers in transition, again looking for their first win of the season.
And if you're the Chargers, you don't need that pass. You just take your time, run the offense. You literally have enough points. You really have enough points to win this game. Yeah. You slow the game to a crawl.
Yeah, there is unless MTI just would go on a big tear, they don't have enough time to score enough points. There's another blocked shot by Davis. Davis will take it himself, and he's going to get his shot blocked. Hustling back on defense was Jama once again. This is Jama in the lane, throws it up and misses it, and it goes out of bounds. Now, Bobby Brown is probably telling his team again, guys, we just need to run the offense. And here you just be strong. I think you're always thinking about, we've got a timeout, 30-second timeout. I want to remind you that tonight's game also brought to you in part by Passion of Care. Don't miss this chance to turn your compassionate efforts into a rewarding experience. Learn more about SFC. What is that, by the way? Do you know?
I have no idea.
What is ATTC?
I don't know.
If you want to know, you can call them. Embark on your journey of care and compensation. 317-537-1811, and they'll tell you what that means.
I will tell you this, though. It's a great company because you can take care of your elderly parents, and you can earn cash doing it.
Oh, can't beat that.
No. It's a great I got to meet the corporate people, good people, very good people.
So passion of care, part of IndianaSRN. There's another turnover. And then we have a block shot. And we will stay down low on this one. By the way, 11 turnovers now by the Chargers. 14 turnovers tonight by MTI.
Oh, that's a nice block.
Yeah.
Might have knocked him over a little bit.
Badawi knew he got blocked. Shot in the corner will be missed. And somehow MTI gets it again. Here's another three. It'll be short.
They are actually out-hustling Central Christian this half.
Yeah.
They are going to more ball.
Jama, by the way, missed the 2 threes, but he's been able to knock down a couple tonight. As we mentioned, 13 points in the press, giving the Chargers some issues. But then going by the defender and laying it in is Braden Davis. He's in double figures now with 10. Now that comes back to, again, the Phoenix. If you're going to press, you better hustle back. Once that ball gets by, you got to sprint.
Yep.
Here's another three. I'm not sure how many threes they've shot tonight, but it's got to be about 30. That ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. That's one thing. If I were MTI's coach, I love you because you like the three. I understand that. But we've got to get some inside points, too.
Yeah. Good point.
Because at some point, and they're not falling tonight on a consistent basis. Boy, had a little hesitation there by Kyler Perry. Cost him. Ball's loose on the floor. Bodies diving everywhere. And somehow MTI came up with it. We got a jump ball here.
You know, I told my kid, a lot of my players would stop and say, hey, I got fouled. And you go, just play on. They will blow the whistle. You just got to play through it.
Well, all those players diving on the floor. We have some sweat to wipe up.
He might have played hockey last night with the hockey team. The ice might be.
That's true. Yeah, with it being as warm as it was today, too.
How about 52 today for the high?
54 at my house.
Oh, well.
We're a little warmer down where I live.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Chargers basketball. Drive down the lane and a foul call against Abdi. That's going to be his fourth. You know, all I can say is, as you take another look at this one, is that you got to be tough to live in my neighborhood. That's all I'm going to say. And you know how tough I am. Free throws missed. One more here for Central Christian's Kyler Perry. Trying to get to 9 here, and he will not. He had a chance to get into double figures as well. Well, that doesn't help right there. There's 15 turnovers. Sometimes you can play a little faster than you really should.
Well, your head goes a lot faster than your body.
So now Central Christian facing the press once again. Now here's what I'm looking for. First off, got to have a better pass. Got to be strong here. But then, is MTI hustling back fast enough? And they don't. And it cost them a layup. Baker now with 10. That is their fourth player now in double figures. So Phoenix basketball. This is Jama. And that'll be lost out of bounds, but they'll say his last touch by the Chargers. See, that's a great pass.
That's a great pass, and it didn't dribble, did he? Took one dribble and then go.
Perry will get the assist on that one.
Shout out to Kevin Kuntz that is watching the ball game tonight. Hello, Coach.
MTI with the basketball, and that'll be Abdi once again. He has 12. And there's a turnover again. Another steal and missing the layup, but a putback missed again, and they get another offensive rebound. Right now it is all MTI rebounding the basketball. This shot is on the way and missed. Sable can't get it to go, and then a whistle and a foul. Well, and that's where the Chargers are going to find themselves either now or later on in the season, where we're going to have to find a way to rebound the basketball better. As some words said between Perry and Badawi. And here's the other thing about Central Christian. Can they handle the press? Now, they've done it a couple of times, but it's been kind of sloppy here, and they've got to have better passes than that. Almost another takeaway. Nice pass underneath. There you go. There's Miller. Miller with 11.
He's in double figures.
So 5 players in double figures, Coach. That's not bad. 6?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only got 5.
Davis.
I missed somebody?
Davis.
Miller, along with Riggins, Allen.
And Baker.
Davis and Baker. Isn't that 5? Is that 6?
Riggins, Allen, Miller. Well, hang on.
What's the Central basketball, the step back 3 on the way. Good. Allen now with 15. So I got Miller 11, Riggins with 14, Allen with 15, Davis with 10, and Baker with 10. That's 5. Here's another turnover. Quickly back the other way. Reverse layup missed. Riggins to put back good. Riggins with 16. So that'll put it past the 35. So the clock cannot stop the rest of the way on this one.
Step on it, free throws.
Yep. Another offensive rebound and no foul inside against Abdi. Drive down the lane and the shot good. That's going to be Kyler Perry.
No, number 10.
Number 10 instead. That's going to be Worthen, his first 2. It's a 40-point lead. Little floater good. Tough shot there by Jama. He now has 15. So who do the Chargers play next, by the way? Do you know?
Their next game, I'll check for you real quick.
And if we can figure out who MTI plays next. And that's going to be a turnover by the Chargers. And take another look at this one here. Great shot, off balance and off the glass. So we will see a couple of new changes as Afi will come in, number 34. Now for MTI.
MTI will play GEO Generation on Friday.
Okay. Chargers with 1:45 to go. Well, they had a wide open shot there for Worthen. Gives it back in the corner there to Baker. Missed it. Offensive rebound once again, and we've got a foul call, and we'll head back to the line with Braden Davis.
And Central Christian will play Good News Ministries on February the 1st.
So they have a little bit of a break there, huh?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, they will feel pretty good then going into that extended break with a win here tonight. Braden Davis unofficially with 11.
So I have Baker with 10, Davis with 11, Allen with 15, Riggins with 14, and Hudson with 11.
I have Riggins with 16, by the way.
Okay. So that's 6 players in double figures.
That's 5 players. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's a 3-pointer short. You got to just tell him, Chuck, Wyoming math is better than Indiana math.
You know what? They got 5 players in double figures.
Now, they would have had 6 if Kyler Perry would have hit his 2 free throws.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
It's all right. 39 seconds remaining.
Can we just say this? Congratulations to Central Christian.
Yes.
MTI, great second half, though.
Yeah.
Really. Fast improved. Good job.
Yeah, a lot of offensive rebounding, and that certainly made a big difference. There's a block shot. Ball loose on the floor. We'll head the other way. Malik able to score. That's his first 2 points. Could be the final possession right here, and a reaching foul called against Malik. That'll be his first. So we will go to the line here. Braden Davis. Chance to get to 13 tonight. 5 players in double figures. And he's short. So 9 seconds remaining. Bobby Brown, interim coach here tonight. Chance to get the win. 12 now by Davis. Could be the final possession again here for MTI Knowledge. The 3 is up and missed, and that will do it. Your final score tonight, the Chargers getting the win, 73-35. By the way, holding MTI to just 6 points in that fourth quarter. Much better defense than what they played in the third.
That was a little salute to Coach Kenny and the family. Nice little salute from the ball players to do that. I'm sure he's watching tonight. Really, from the start, really good ball. And MTI Knowledge, again, ball club going to vastly improve. I'm very happy with their tough defense in the second half.
Yeah, played much better even offensively in the second half and forcing 11 turnovers there against Central Christian. Jordan Riggins leading the Chargers with 16. Mason Allen with 15 on the other side. It was A.J. Jama with 15 points.
Real quick, shout out to our camera guy. He did a nice job tonight working under these conditions with the fall. Please drive safely if you're on the roads tonight because we need you back here tomorrow night. Support IndianaSRN.
All right. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to the entire crew once again. 73-35 your final. Basketball right here on IndianaSRN.